Blockers stars Leslie Mann, John Cena, and Ike Barinholtz as three parents whose daughters are best friends with each other. And now it is senior prom, and these three parents find out that their three daughters now have a sex pact to lose their virginity on prom night, so the three of them try to stop them being the mother of all cock blockers. Well, father and mother of all cock blockers, I guess. If you've been watching my channel, you would know that I love comedies, good comedies, bad comedies. As long as it can get me to laugh, it has done its job. And so I was very excited to see Blockers with its all-star cast, great premise, and with the great reviews coming off of South by Southwest. It even has heightened my expectations. So I was really looking forward to Blockers, and what I got was something way more than anything I ever expected. To get this out of the way, Blockers, yes, it is a funny movie. It is a hysterically funny movie. I'm so glad to see a big studio comedy actually be very funny and not just like the stupid comedies like The House. Everyone in this movie is extremely funny. John Cena, Leslie Mann, both of them are hilarious. Ike Barinholtz has some funny lines, but I feel like he can somewhat get annoying, and so that can kind of detract from his comedy, but all the three main leads are very good. And with the three daughters, they're not hysterical. The one standout daughter who I did really like was John Cena's daughter. I actually thought that she did have some very good lines. But this movie does play on very realistic comedy with dynamics between parent and child. It has some raunchy stuff in there that really earns its R rating. But the thing I feel like that makes Blockers better than a lot of other studio comedies are its characters. These characters, the main six characters, the three parents and three daughters, are extremely fleshed out. Each character has its own dilemma, its own problems, especially with parent and child, and I feel like this movie takes its time to develop their characters and explain their problems, and even has very satisfying resolutions with all six of its main characters. And I can't really recall a studio comedy that has done that recently. And with all these developed characters, I was actually surprised of how deep and different all these characters are. Like, you have Leslie Mann, the single mom, you have Ike Barinholtz, a divorced dad, you even have John Cena, who is the typical family dad, but it's not as basic as some Hollywood films are. So I really like the change in diversity and not how picture perfect these three families are, because it's not, and I thought that was very refreshing in this studio comedy that may be kind of cliche and that you've seen this before, but I felt like it was very refreshing with great characters and a lot of laughs, and I felt like this was definitely aided by its director, Kay Cannon, who is most known for writing the Pitch Perfect films. This is her directorial debut, and I loved what she did, especially with these characters. These characters are what basically made this movie for me and made it better than a lot of comedies. Besides being a very funny movie, it has great characters, and those two elements really made Blockers stand out more than other studio comedies these days. I guess you can say not every joke in this movie lands, but for a 97-minute movie, I think that they had enough jokes to outweigh the very few that don't work. Again, I really like Blockers. It is hilarious. It has great performances all around, even with great characters, due to its great script and direction from Kay Cannon, and it had a lot of surprisingly emotional moments, which I wasn't expecting, and I'd highly recommend seeing this in an audience-packed theater. It is a fun time, and honestly, I can say that Blockers is a great movie. So that's Blockers. What do you think? Have you seen the movie? Have you not seen the movie? Whatever you think, you can put the comments below and maybe I'll read it, maybe I won't. Thank you as always for watching, and if you haven't, you can click my last video right over here, and you can click my upcoming video right over here. This one. Thank you as always for watching, and hope to see you next time.